When you hear of somatic yoga, what do you picture? Beautiful incense, candles, light stretching, a nice looking studio. But your mind is still racing. I'm going to show you exactly what somatic means from an ancient yogic perspective, and I'm going to give you a practice that truly, really belongs to you. So, the word somatic basically comes from the Greek word soma, which means the living body. Not this body as an object that's supposed to be like perfected and made into size zero, but a body that's supposed to be felt from the inside. Somatic awareness is essentially the capacity to experience your own body's internal signals in real time. Not to think about your body, understand which muscles are engaged, correct your form, look in the mirror, see if everything is right, but to be inside it, to feel it. And in neuroscience, they call this interoception. It's your brain's ability to read the signals that are coming from the inside. Your heartbeat, the way that your muscles in your jaw are feeling. And these are like signals that you can use to find out if you're in a regulated state. And so the real problem is the way that you've been taught yoga. It's that you want to try and make this house feel warm and inviting, not by turning up the heating inside, but by painting the outside and making it look beautiful on the outside. It looks good, it feels temporarily nice, but the thermostat, your nervous system inside, is still in this state of frenziedness. So true somatic work should go inside the house. It should work directly with that heating system. And honestly, this is a somatic tool, and it's the most somatic tool, but it's not passive. It's structured, it's predictable, it's very, very intense, and it has a name. Now, within the Ashtanga system, we follow what is known as the Trishtana method. Now, these are the 3 points of attention: the breath, the bandhas, and your internal energy locks. Now, the Drishti, which is basically the way that your eyes are focused in a single point, the breath pattern, the way that you actually breathe, and your bandhas, which are your internal energetic locks, they all work together to actually reduce the sense of hypervigilance, because your nervous system, at its core, forget everything else, it's a prediction machine. Your brain is constantly scanning for patterns, building models of what is safe, what is not safe. And the more uncertainty that your environment contains, the more the threat detection system inside your body quietly starts to stay active, monitoring for danger, even if nothing is dangerous in your external environment. If you've ever noticed that you can go through an entire yin yoga session, which is supposed to be super, super relaxing, and the moment you get into your car, it's already gone, you can feel wonderful in the moment, but does it actually translate into your real day-to-day life? Your nervous system did not get a new model in that yoga class. It got a brief holiday for sure from the thinking, constantly working one, but when the conditions changed, you went back to your default state. It's almost like trying to calm a browser that has like bloody 20 tabs open by just dimming the light on the screen. It doesn't work. The tabs are still running. You haven't actually closed those individual tabs. And so what we need to do is change or reduce that processing load. And the nervous system actually, truly, underneath everything else, it actually needs a predictability. It needs no new novelty, not new sensations, not beautiful studios. It needs structure. It needs something that's so predictable, that's so precise, that the threat detection system inside of us finally has nothing left to scan for, nothing left to monitor. And it needs something to really truly anchor to in that moment. And this is where the Ashtanga path becomes something entirely different from what most people think it is. The Ashtanga primary series isn't a flexibility program, it isn't a strength program, it isn't any of those things. It's actually a protocol. It's a fixed, memorized, non-negotiable order of postures that are linked together or glued together with the breath. You stabilize it with the bandha, and you're focusing it or giving it power with the drishti. And what that can create for your nervous system, a passive practice like a yin yoga session, I don't think you can do that. It offers you certainty, it offers you a real sense of being inside your body, Because in Ashtanga, you always know what comes next. Your threat detection system, it just stops scanning. And the part of your brain that is responsible for all of those racing thoughts, it finally has something that it can hand over the controls to. And so in that handover, that's where the true regulation starts. There's a concept worth knowing here. It's called interoceptive accuracy. So it's basically your ability to sense what is happening inside of your body in real time. Not just to think about it, but to feel it. To feel your heartbeat, to feel your breath, to feel the subtle activation of your abdominal locks, where your gaze is going. And research shows that this kind of internal accuracy, it's one of the strongest predictors of emotional regulation. And so the people who can accurately read their body signals can shift from a place of like stress to calm much sooner. And so this is why you don't stay in that fight or flight response and you actually come back to a state of regulation. And so these yin classes, restorative classes, although they're great, they don't train your active attention. When you do something like Ashtanga, it demands you to basically hold multiple streams of attention inside your internal awareness at the same time. And so during that physical intensity, you're also asked to notice where your eyes go, to check your form. And this 3-point attention system that the Ashtanga has always been built upon is not some kind of like spiritual doctrine. It's a training protocol for your nervous system. Your brain is literally learning practice by practice as you show up on the mat to stay present inside your body under these conditions where you're kind of strained, you're putting your leg behind your head, you're like balancing in 3 pose, and you really cannot fake it. You can say whatever you want about spiritual ideas, but the moment your attention goes somewhere else, you'll lose your breath, you'll release your bandha, and you'll get this honest feedback in real time because you can notice your state of attention. And I don't know of any other practice, gentle, passive, or otherwise, that can give you that singular signal. Because you see, the goal was never to like regulate your system on the mat and be calm on the mat, right? The goal was always to build a nervous system that can handle the stresses of daily life. At 11 p.m., when your brain won't stop, how do you get it to actually slow down and give yourself the sleep and rest that you need? What would it mean for your life, not just your yoga practice, your life, your day-to-day life, if your nervous system had a reliable anchor point, something that it could always return to, always automatically, almost like a set sequence that it remembers? That is what Ashtanga actually gives you. It doesn't give you flexibility. Of course, the people that are Ashtangis are very flexible, not just strength. Of course, all the Chaturangas are very hard, but a shifted state. So I remember this time when I was working with a management consultant. She had constant travel, 40, 50-hour weeks, and she came to me and she said, "Can you teach me meditation? I need to be able to calm down." But I said, let's try something different. Let's try 6 weeks of full-blown primary series. No advanced postures, just breath, bandha, drishti, and modifying everything. And by week 4, she told me, "Sushi, something has definitely changed." I was in this board meeting and I remembered catching myself before responding, and I paused and I was able to like go into the bathroom and literally do my drishti training. And then I spoke and people received me much better. This is a nervous system reset. And that is at the core of all of this Ashtanga stuff, what you can take away. You don't need to be an advanced practitioner. You don't need to touch your toes. You don't need to have 90 minutes in the morning in order to practice it. You just need a method. And the method can be applied at any level. Whether you're just starting out and you're doing 5 sun salutations or you're doing all the way to primary second series, you still have to retain these elements because they are the non-negotiables. When you breathe through the nose through every single moment, the inhale lifts you up and the exhale brings you down every single time without exception. If you can find this time in your morning to just do this, 5 minutes in the morning to train these 3 different tools, these points of attention, and then you go in and do one simple fixed sequence, I promise you, this is the oldest, truest form of nervous system reset that you can find. And from all of these years of practicing and teaching and seeing so many students going through the same exact system, I can tell you that they make more progress in just like 6 weeks of doing Ashtanga than they have in years of doing Vinyasa or other styles. And it's not to dismiss other styles, it's just to say it's different because your brain that has been starved of this signal of consistency finally gives you a chance to be like, okay, I can stop scanning. And I just want to close this off by saying somatic yoga is not a trend. It's not slow stretching with a sound bath. That's what was invented by wellness marketers. Somatic means body, experienced from the inside, in real time, with full, honest attention to whatever is happening. And Ashtanga, with its fixed sequence and breath movement precision, it's like almost the best somatic practice that you can find. And look, if you're in your soft girl era and you're going to these beautiful studios with yin yoga, it's not wrong. There's a time and place for restoration, for lying on the floor and letting your nervous system just unwind on its own. I love it myself. But if you're a high achiever and your mind is just running, honestly, just going straight to the gentle path might not give you what you need, and you might want to consider something like Ashtanga because you might need intensity, you might need structure, you might need presence, you might need all of those different things. And so your racing mind is not broken. It's extremely powerful. It gets things done. And Ashtanga is how you give it somewhere to land, a container within which you can harness your energy and utilize it. So if this video shifted something for you today and you've spent years looking for something that can finally be that container for your mind, I would love to work with you. Each month, I take on a few of these discovery calls where I basically talk to people, I ask them what their problems are, and so you can book that free discovery call with the link in the description below. And if you have 5 minutes, go ahead and try out this quiz that I created for you. It's really cool because it gives you an exact picture of where you are in your yoga journey and what you need to do for the next 7 days in order to like kind of deal with what it analyzes. Took me a long time, so I hope you enjoy it. But thank you so much for watching till the very end. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and please let me know if there's any other videos you'd like me to make, anything else you're struggling with. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.